welcome back to Crusader Games 2, Game of Thrones Mod, and Paradoxos. And what we're going to do today is do another character info video, since it's been a little bit between episodes that we've made one. This is pretty much just for, people that have created characters, anybody that, wants to see what the characters are up to, their kids, blah, 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 their jobs, all that jazz. So, a lot of people that have characters out like these, so I'm pretty much doing it for them. But if anybody that really wants to see what these characters are up to, this will be for you. So we're not going to take too long, maybe like 15 minutes. We're going to go to the different courts and see what everybody is up to. And first and foremost, I guess we'll just start off with Moors, because that's where we are right now. I guess I'll go by the council, because most of these are going to be, all my council members are created people. So we have Yoden Icedale, and I think this guy actually isn't in the Discord anymore. I think he just made a character and left, which is fine. But he is married to a Adara, I guess, Overton. He's one of the only custom characters that haven't had a kid, I think. I think there's only like one or two, if that anymore. He might be the only one. But he is our Castellan. He's done a pretty good job. He's an administrator and an architect, so he's gonna, flourish in that kind of job. Also shrewd. We have our Justiciar, who is Cadence Stormriver, who's done a great job getting us claims. He's kind of going downhill as of late. He's frail. He's also a drunkard and depressed, so who knows how long his life. Oh, he doesn't have any either. I swore he had a kid. Oh, there goes another one. I just went against my whole thing there. So, then we go down to Edric C. Stark, who is our Master-at-Arms. He is married to a Rhea Rain. There's still good time to have more kids. He's actually a pretty much a hybrid. He's to the Danes and the Starks in his blood. So he has his own Valyrian steel sword called Starfire. And if you look at his bloodlines, he has a shitload. He has like all the Starks and the Danes that are up to this point. And they also have a child, Charisse C. Stark, who is quick. And a lot of kids, I've had all these characters pretty much marry a person that was quick or strong. And there was a lot. I was surprised. Probably the most quick I've seen in like women characters that I've ever played. Because usually it's hard to find them, or they're like they're like junk. They're not of the higher houses or whatever. So we have our wife, Alysanne the Redback. I don't know why that's her nickname. I didn't really remember anything she did that would give her that nickname. She has a weak claim on the North, of course, because she is a sister of who used to be the Lord Paramount of the North. She is 30 years old now. She is quick. We have her, as I said, as the treasurer collecting taxes, because here's the best I have at the time. We have a friend, Lord Alaric Bolton, who still has his capital in Hardhome. I think Hardhome probably is a little better than Ethern. I don't know what Ethern has as it definitely is right now, because he has new administration for a long time, another 10 years. So yeah, he is one of our more able counselors. He's pretty much gotten rid of most of his Bolton family because his intrigue is so high. So he is part of the Skin Changers, as we are. Right now he's dishonorable for some reason. I guess he got caught trying to kill somebody, is what I could take out of that. There's no real crime thing here saying he committed. He did lose an eye, probably in a duel, because he has dueled a couple people off camera. So he's married to Lady Morelle Upcliffe, who, if you don't know, Upcliffe is the lord or ladies over Witch Isle here. She has a bloodline through Ursula Upcliffe, who they thought was like a witch. She did a lot of I think she has a mystic trait and all that bullshit. So you have a little down or negative in piety, but it's not that big a deal. She's actually a wildling. I don't remember if she was a wildling before, but a lot of things change around that I don't catch on right away. She is quick. Like I said, Green Dream. She is the leader right now of the Skin Changers Society. We're actually the heir already. It's probably just based off our traits, how much favor of the gods we end up accumulating, and on top of that, the member score, which by the animals that you skin change give you a certain amount. So it's all based off certain things. And she, like I said, is the leader. We just became elder last time. Let me turn this fucking music. We just became elder last time, so we probably won't become a great ward for a while now. My room is close to 2,000, but I think what's the year? Second moon, 37. Yeah, it's been like 2 years. We are heir to this. I'm not gonna let me or any of the custom characters become the person over top of the whatever the hell it's called, the Weirwood throne, until at least they get old and they can't, you can be at 65, you can become one with the Weirwood, which I'd eventually want Morris to become, and then he could pass on, and his heir will take over. But she's the only person I've ever seen actually skin change a walrus in the game, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not gonna let anybody do that, especially while they're young. It's just pointless. Now, Morris is gonna eventually convert to the Beyond the Wall Old Gods, and we're gonna reform the Beyond the Wall Old Gods. So that's why it was very prudent that we took Fist of the First Men and Hardhome. And I switched it around because at first I put White Steel over Fist of the First Men because I didn't realize that being in Alaric's court, Alessander changed to Beyond the Wall Old Gods. So I'd rather have Beyond the Wall Old Gods over these holy sites. Now, one of the other holy sites is Castle Black. I don't know what we're going to do with that or how we're going to deal with that. I'll have to think about that down the line. And then one of the other ones is Winterfell. And then the last one's way down to God's Eye. So we get 4 of them just in the north and above. So I think we'll be good. The main factor is going to be getting more authority. Like right now, the Old Gods religion is 40, which is usually higher than it usually is. It's like usually really low. And I think at the beginning, Beyond the Old Gods was actually higher. So we'll see what happens with that. I think as he accumulates a little bit more strength, maybe by age 30, 32, we'll completely convert, be out in the open. Hopefully we can start converting more of the north into the old ways of the old gods. And then our main objective as Moors would be to unify all this. So let's get off track with the characters. Now we have the best maester in all the land, Alistair Teague. He accumulates links like crazy. He has very good learning. The best maester I've ever seen. He's got great stats. He has at least 2 in every link. Every link. I know Valyrian Steel, I think he has the most, which is 4 or 5. And when you have 2 or more, you can become specialized in that branch of learning. And his glass candle, which he's had from the start, just became active like 2 episodes ago. So hopefully some absurd events will start happening. I do have it turned on in the rules. And then our priest is Madrick Caden. Now he's stirred up some stuff here in the early parts of this series by firing people from jobs. He was our regent in the very beginning, and then we had a little oopsie with him becoming one with the Weirwood at like 20 something. So I took him off that. We took away everybody's green seer trait, because anybody that had that was pretty much destined to be one with the Weirwood. So we took it, like Moore's had it, I think Alaric's wife had it, and then Madrick had it. So we took them all away so that we wouldn't have that problem. But he's our priest, doing good. He has 2 animals. He has a shadow cat and a dog. Also Green Dreams. He is in the skin changers. He has a kid, Snella Caden. I forgot about Alex. So Alaric's got Corella Bolton, who we are looking after right now. Hasn't had any other kids yet, but it's still time for that. Let me be sure I've seen we did Edric's, right? Yeah, did Edric's. Of course Alistair doesn't have any kids. And we have some people that are bodyguards. We have Randar, which we're gonna go over in a little bit. He's got his own land now. Pretty much going over people that don't have the land yet. We have Carl Whitehill, who is a newer character. He is the only, I think, lore follower we have. He's a Whitehill who has ancestry through his mother's side with Sarah Targaryen's bastards. So she has the blood of the Triarch Triana, and then she has Ceristos' blood, which is one of her bastard sons she had, which has the cool sigil, whenever before. So yeah, he's got. I meant to take this off. I think I just forgot. But yeah, he shouldn't have the Dragonstone ones because of the or the bloodline that gives him the one traditional claim on Dragonstone. I think I took that one out. Actually, yeah, I did take it out. So I just need to take the claims off there, because in the Bloodlines 2.2, it doesn't give you that claim for the bastard sons of Sarah Targaryen. But because we started in 2.1, it gave it to him anyways. So I just had to take that out. It's not a big deal. He is married to a Sansa Rizwell. He has a Valyrian steel dagger. And like I said, he has the bloodlines we showed. He is favored by R'hllor. Has pretty good traits. Right now, he is a bodyguard to us. No kids yet. Then we'll go down to Landrick Dane. Now, there's a discussion on what actually will give... What does a Dane... I know you have to be a Dane. That's number one. To become Sword of the Morning. Now, I don't know if you have to have in the ethnicity the GFX culture console command, if they have to have Dane Dynasty as their ethnicity. I'm not sure. I think it might only have to be the house, your house Dane. So if that's the case, he could become the Sword of the Morning, because it only have to be a member of House Dane, a knight, and like a great fighter. And the previous Sword of the Morning has died of the Bloody Flux. So it hasn't been that long, so there's still a little time we could see if he might be, even though he's Northern culture, I mean, he could become the Sword of the Morning up here, which would be pretty cool. We have like one little vassal in Skane, other than the created characters. It's not a big deal. And I think it's, we have a Bard, of course. And then, yeah, we have Rickard Stark. It was just a Stark. He is a son of one of the prior Lord Paramount Rodwell. So he has, of course, the bloodlines. We've already been over this guy before. Robin Mormont is his wife. He has the Valyrian steel sword Wolf's Claw. And they do have a daughter, Arya Stark. So, like I said, there's still a little bit of time left for them to have children. Not too much longer. I think I forgot, Landrick Dane's wife is Shireen Dondarrion. They have yet to have any kids either, so they still have time. There's a lot of time. Let's see. I think I got a couple commanders. No, that's it. Let me check my court, and I think that should be all of the people that are created that aren't in our our court. They're off in others. So we'll switch up to the Beyond the Wall real quick. We have Alaric Bolton, of course. His court is, he has a couple people from our court. He has Hayek Hargrave, who's his sworn shield. He was his Castellan. I don't know. He must have took him off for some reason. I don't know. Maybe because he's Faith of the Seven. Who knows? Lester Lannister, who is his Master at Arms, and he is married to a Cersei Pandred, whatever the hell. She's a strong trait, and he has 3 kids. Like, he's pretty much winning the kid game here. He has an attractive daughter. He has a quick daughter. And he has an attractive son. So all his kids have hereditary traits there, so that's pretty cool. Then we'll go Hydrid, or I can't remember to say this kid's name. Hyatt. He's married to a Lyria Rosby, and they've yet to have any kids either. Forgot to say his wife. And then I think that might be it. A couple people moved from his to another. He also has a giant. I forgot to say that. He has a giant sworn sword for whatever reason. He was his commander at one point, but I guess he moved him. And that's it that he has as his court. Now, these are newer ones we have here. We have, I moved Whitesteel over, like I said, so he has Knight's Valley. He is married to Athena Manderley, and we're going to do something with that too, because she has claims on Manderley land down here, and if I get the claim for her, his kid will inherit this land on top of what he has. He has a daughter named Jane Whitesteel, 11 years old, one of the earlier kids, or earlier characters that have kids. He has a bunch of people, none of them are created characters. It's starting to get to the point where we're going to have, you know, actual AI in their courts, because the characters are going to be more like strung out. We're going to lose the opportunity to have everybody have characters in their courts as they start to get land themselves. No other characters in Alexander Forbes' court either. He has 2 kids. He has Lady Neera Sky is another created character of his as his wife. She's also his Master of Laws. And then he has 2 kids, Jasper Forbes, who has a club foot, but that's okay. And then Alana Forbes. He actually, I think, turned to Beyond the Wall Old Gods when he was in Alaric's court serving under him. He also has just AI people in his court. Then we have Randar Greyiron, who is one of our Drowned God people. I don't know how good he's going to fare up here as being a Drowned God person. He's another one that has AI people in his court. He doesn't have any created character, but he has a wife, Lady Gwyneth Goodbrother, who is quick, and they have a son named Dagon, who he's one of the earlier kids too. He has claims on the Iron Islands and Orkmont, the High Lordship and the Lordship. He's eventually going to have his claim pressed. He's going to be a separate kingdom from us, like how Mud and Justman were, when we get to the point where we feel we're comfortable enough to push this claim. The Iron Islands usually don't have that many men as it is. We just need boats to get there. We don't really have boats. We have 21 boats, that's it, and it's not going to be enough. So yeah, there's that, and those are the last ones up Beyond the Wall. Now, when we took back the High Lordship of Last Hearth, we had another province to get, and we give that out to Lord Tyler, the youthful Bloodfish of Seal Shore. Now, he was serving under House Mud until House Mud put his dirty dick in his wife, and then I guess he killed his wife. Somebody killed his wife. It either was him or Mud's wife that killed her. So he has wife right now is Tyrene Lake, who is we're kind of related in a sense, I think, because there is a Lake that's married to somebody in my family, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He has a daughter with his prior wife, Rhea Bloodfish, and now he had his previous wife had this bastard with King Mud, but she has come up here to be fostered by him as his own daughter to be with her sister Rhea, so that's pretty cool. She is quick. Maybe he can adopt her under the Bloodfish name. We'll see what happens with that, and make her legitimized. So I don't think he has any in his court either. Yeah, they're all AI. And then there is Ironwrath, who is Lord John, the Bastard of Skane. Ironfire had a little problem in the beginning with the wildlings, but it wasn't his fault. It was just we had shit troops, and his flank had like 200 to 1,000, so I just mess with him every once in a while about it. He has the Forester armor, which is pretty cool. It's all black. Before we get to him, I think I said this in a video before, but I think this is the coolest house armor there is. It's crazy looking. It looks like a flayed man on the armor. Like you could see the ab muscles in it, and then you can see the helm looks like a skin skull. It's insane. It looks plain, but when you look at the details, how it looks like a flayed man, it's nuts. He also has I forgot about his artifacts. He has a weirwood bow, and he has a ship named Theona. I guess he built this. It looks like, yeah, I don't know why he built one that doesn't have Marshall to it, but whatever. So yeah, Ironfire is actually married to a sister of Aegon the Unlikely, Maester Aemon, and the King Daeron the Drunken. So she has claims on a lot of the titles that the Targaryens have. He is a bastard of House Forrester, so he has the Forrester bloodline. His father, I think, just was the one that lost this to him. So he has Ironwrath now. I think there's a couple people in his. We have Stephen Lymans, who is a former Southern. He is married to a Marissa Riker. They have one son, Byam, and then they had a stillborn son, Ronald. But he is the Master at Arms for John Ironfire, and then I think there's maybe one more, if that. Ragnar Ironsmith, the other Drowned God character that we have, he is married to Gwen Tawney. They're getting up there in age. He had one stillborn son, so hopefully they can pop out one before she gets too old, or maybe he'll remarry. Who knows? They're both not looking too good. He's depressed. She's just getting up there in age, so hopefully they can have a kid before she dies or he gets another wife. He is the Master of Whispers for Ironfire. I don't know if we're gonna have problems with him being Drowned God or not. A lot of times it happens, so I don't count it out. Now here's Jacob Kane, is another created character. He is, yeah, he's the Master of Laws for Ironfire. He has a wife named Jenna Coldstream, who was another character he created to be his wife. She's really good in diplomacy, so there's another person in case, you know, it doesn't work out with him. I guess he can put his wife there. They have 2 kids, a Jordan Kane. He's probably the oldest of them all. I see he's 12. Most of the older ones are 11. And then he has a Garth Kane, who is 1 year old. So I think that's about it for the created characters that are over here. Oh no, there's one. Finn Poole. He's another created character. He is the Castellan for Ironfire and Ironwrath. He is married to a Beth Slate. They have 2 kids, a Lyra Poole and a Mariah Poole. Then nothing special. I don't think, yeah, Pools don't have their own bloodline, but he does have a claim on Coldstream, so that could eventually be pressed. It's a barony castle underneath Winterfell. So let me just make sure that is the rest before another one pops up on me. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. So the other ones are all AI. Of course, Etherin is held by Alaric, so we don't need to go over that again. So go down to south. The Justmans have lost all their land, but Benedict Justman has become a very useful Master-at-Arms for the Westerlings right here. Yeah, he's still Master-at-Arms. He's killed a couple people, and I thought it was more. I guess it's just this guy in Trial by Combat. So I guess he's gonna be the West Trial by Combat guy. He does have a headache, so maybe something's over here. Yeah, Great Plague is coming, so I don't know. Maybe he's getting ready to get sick. He has 2 children by a Para Royce, who is strong. He has Wyman Justman, who is a giant and attractive. And then he has Scylla Justman, who is a giant. So, and he has Blackwood armor because Justmans are a Blackwood man and a Bracken wife. Apparently, it's the room. Nobody really knows which way it goes, but that's the way it's put in the game. It's a Bracken and a Blackwood. If it's a man or a wife, for which one, nobody really knows. So he has Blackwood armor because of that, and he has the bloodline of Blackwood because that's his dad, or his the father's ancestry comes from Blackwood and the mom comes from Bracken, so he doesn't get that one, but he has the Justman bloodline, which will give you traditional claims, so he still has that. Maybe somebody will put him up for claim, but I doubt that. Mud used to have a kingdom, but he actually got absorbed by the throne, so he ended up getting the Lord Paramount from the Tullys just because his title was an Empire tier. So when he got absorbed by the throne, he ended up just becoming the Lord Paramount of the Trident, which is kind of messed up to the Tullys, but it's the game. Lord Paramount Brandon the Righteous, as he's known now. I don't know how righteous he